You know, the Jungle Book lends itself to many interpretations, and the musical and Baloo Bear and Bare Necessities are fantastic. And it's a wonderful testament to Kipling's writings that you can have so many interpretations. This one, I believe, stays closer to Kipling's original writings.
No one really threw light on the fact that Kipling actually wrote this book in India. And all the animals that you talk about in the film, the characters like Baloo actually means Bhalu, Bandar Log, the monkey world, or Akela, the lone wolf, you know. So I hope people really in India actually, you know, take a moment to kind of really feel proud that this film got made because someone was inspired by the country and wrote this amazing book.
Ours is really close in tone to Rudyard Kipling's short stories. I mean, they're actually pretty dark, and we go really deep into the characters as well, how Rudyard Kipling actually wrote them.
It's taught with a lot of emotion, and there's a lot of messages out there. One just has to keep opening the pages. It's just not one, you know? There are many layers to it, and it's fantastic.
In Mowgli, obviously, he was dealt a very bad hand in life. You know, his parents were killed in the jungle when he was just a baby. He's been brought up with these wolves, and he has both characteristics from the wolf pack and from humans, obviously.
His character feels kind of torn between the two worlds. You know, one world where he felt he belonged to, which was a wolf pack and the animal world, and then this other world that he's been thrown into where he doesn't feel like he belongs, but he looks like them. So the confusion, the despair that he's going through at that point in time, and you know, his own questions of finding himself and figuring out who he is. In all these moments when we all go through it in life, sometimes all we need is a hug, you know, and I kind of feel like I was that hug for Mowgli.
Somebody is described in Kipling's book as being somebody that nobody wants to cross his path, that everybody fears him except for Mowgli. But he has such enormous compassion and love for Mowgli. And he has gone through great hardship, and that he was born amongst humans and in a cage, and he saw his mother die, but he doesn't have hatred and bitterness within him. And that's what makes him a very special character.
With the films that I've done before, a lot of the characters that I've played, the performance capture is direct, one-to-one, so the movements that I would make as a character are directly copied, and the facial expressions of, you know, of the characters, if you think about it, are more human-like on a character like Gollum or Caesar or even King Kong, because the facial muscles are similar. But with this, taking animals that have muzzles like wolves and bears and tigers, and then a snake like Kaa, the snake, and they're, you know, they move on all fours and so on. Very complicated to do using performance capture. So this is a hybrid between capture, physical capture, and animation. And so there were and also the design of the animals was crucial, so that you could see the facial expressions of the actors playing those roles. So the way that we designed those, that was all very complicated to work out.
This is the first time that I'm doing something where I don't see myself speaking. I don't see my lips, yeah? But it was fun. I had a blast. I think it's an experience that I'm not gonna forget so easily.
The sense of not knowing where you belong, this sense of yearning for a place that you can call home, and a sense of knowing yourself is really what our story is about. When you think about it, now there are so many people in the world who feel isolated and unable to connect with community, and maybe they've been displaced. You know, we have the hugest refugee crisis ever that the world has ever known, perhaps, of people, you know, living away from what they would consider home, or not knowing where they belong. So that is in a minor. I mean, this is, look, we're talking. This is a film without talking animals, but it is there as an undercurrent, and it is present in the book, and it is present in our version for sure.
You know, Kipling was born here in Mumbai, and his first language was Hindi. And then when he returned to England, he had a horrible time there. And I can't help but imagine that there was something in him when he wrote about Mowgli not knowing truly where he belongs, that it seemed as though Kipling maybe had been a character who didn't truly understand where he belonged either. And that I love watching this one with the other version as well, because you get to see how and apparently the same story can end up so very, very differently, but both be wonderful.